Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at strings in C. To create a string in C, we're going to use concepts we've seen before on the channel, which are arrays and pointers. That means there are two ways of creating a string. We can either use an array or a pointer. From this point onwards, we're probably going to be using the array method, but I'm going to be showing you both in this video. So we're going to create our file, which is going to be called strings.c, and we're going to put in our template code #include stdio.h, and we're going to have a comment for our main function, which is going to explain strings, and we're going to return 0 to show success, and we're going to define our main function, and inside our main function we're going to be creating our string. So basically a string is just a sequence of characters. So we've seen an array. So an array of characters is basically a string. So one way to create a string is to create an array of characters. Let's call their name. And we can either declare and initialize our string on the same line. If we do that, we don't have to specify the size of our strings. So for example, we can say char name equals John Smith. Here we don't have to put in our size of our string, but if we want to, for example, declare our string but not initialize it immediately, we can either take input from the user. In that case, we need to specify the size of our string. So in this case, we're going to be taking a name. So let's just say it's going to be a maximum of 20 characters. Now, the other way of creating a string is using a pointer, to a character. So we can say char star name equals John Smith. They both give us the same string. So in this video, we're going to be using the array method. So now we have our name variable declared. So we're going to be printing it out after we ask the user for their name. So we're going to say print f enter name. Then what we're going to be doing is using the scanf function, which we saw in the taking inputs video. So we're going to use scanf. First, we're going to put in the identifier or the type of the variable that we want to take from the user, which is a string. So it's going to be %s. And in previous videos, we saw that to take input, we need to put the ampersand symbol and followed by the name of the variable. But in this case, we don't have to do this. This is because already char name is an array. That means an array is a pointer to the first character of that array. So it's already an address to the first character. So we don't have to use the and symbol. So we can just do name. And finally, we can print it out by saying your name is %s followed by a new line. And we're going to put in the name variable. And we're going to return 0 and save our file and see if it works. We're going to first compile it. Then we're going to run it. It says enter name. We're going to enter John. As you can see, it prints your name is John. Here, let's run it again and let's see a probable issue we might run into. So when we say enter name and we enter, let's say John Smith, it only prints your name is John. This is due to the characteristics of the scanf function. How the scanf function works is it scans the input until it reaches a white space. So in this case, until it reaches the space between John and Smith. So once it reaches that space, it stops scanning. In order to fix this problem, we need to use another function called fgets. So using that function is going to be part of your exercise, which is going to be in the description together with its solution. So now that we've seen how to declare and initialize strings, let's see one thing we can do with strings. So we're going to go back to our file, and we know that strings are simply an array of characters. That means we can iterate through them and print each character. So we're going to be using a for loop. We're going to initialize I to 0, and we're going to have the condition I less than strlen, that stands for string length, of our name variable. You're going to see what different string functions are in our upcoming video, so you don't have to worry about this. I++, it just returns the size of our string. So we can go ahead and print each character. So we're going to use the %c identifier, and we're going to substitute in name with the brackets I, and we're going to add a new line so it doesn't look wrong. So now we can save our file and see if it works. We're going to have to compile it again to see our change. It seems, oh yeah, to use the strlen function, we need to use another library, which is the string library. So it tells us in the error message, you can see it says include the header string.h. So we're going to be including that header. So we're going to go to the top of our file, and next to stdio.h, we're going to include string.h. And we're going to save our file again, compile it, and we can run it now. It says enter your name. We're going to put in John, and it iterates through John and prints each character, which could have many applications when you're trying to build different programs that use strings. So this is all about strings in C, and in the next video we're going to be seeing different functions that we're going to be using with strings, such as the strlen function and many more. As always, you can find the video code in the description, and you'll also find exercises with their solutions. And thank you for watching this video, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more programming videos.